What's up, guys? Taylor Trader back again for another weekly review. So we'll start out first with the IRA. This week was a better week than last week in the IRA. Mistakes were still made. For this week, we actually finished this week up in the IRA based on the trades. Took a $50 hit right here. Just off some nervousness, but you can see we made 40, 80. $48, $8 again in 24. So we're just up a little bit on the week, and year to date realized we're down $19. That's realized, but the two trades we have on right now, as you can see, that we're actually up more because of those two trades year to date. I deposited another $250 for this week. So our total deposit is 2,500. So you can see that we're actually up on that when these trades are all complete. We'll be up on that. But for right now, so all the trades we had last week, as you can see, we close out those Amazons, that Netflix spread. I actually had to roll it down from where it was because it was kind of getting challenged. So I rolled it to next week. Netflix recovered, so I rolled back up. So originally I had the 465 short put and the 455 long put, and then I rolled down to the 450 by 440. I got $8, and then I captured some money. Netflix came up, and I rolled back up into the new put. So you can see Netflix right now for next week. I have 465, so I actually rolled up, and max credit is 79. You can see right now Netflix is at 491 in after hours. So next stock we had in the IRA was Amazon. For Amazon, we had the spreads on there, and this thing can move $100 a day. So I'm and this account is so small that I can't just sit here and let it get three times my max credit. So I will probably take it off if I feel Amazon is pushing too much against me. So I put on a call on Monday, got challenged, I had to take it off. I cashed out my puts. And they got challenged, so I had to take them off. And then on Thursday, I did something dumb. This was me buying a call spread instead of selling a call spread, but then Amazon rallied, so I bought it for 145. Amazon rallied, and I sold it back for 172. So I ended up making $24. But I took it off because that's not what I wanted to do. So I'm not gonna keep it there and hold and hope. And I could have sold the spread, but Amazon looked kind of bullish, and Amazon was bullish until the market starts selling off. So I'm gonna give Monday a little run and see what happens Monday, and then I sell again. All right, so that's the overview for the IRA. Nothing else changed. As I said, the goal is to add 250 every week, sell some spreads, and see where this experiment goes, and get more experience trading in IRA. To the main account. So the main account right now, this week we're up $2,356. These are my trades in here. I can scroll down. These are my trades for the week. I have four reds. This is a roll. Um, so I'll talk about that roll. But this is just me rolling something, so you'll see how that work out. So for my main account in here, you can see everything. Obviously, I don't have the roll in there. Um, but yeah, 2,300, and yeah, I do a lot of trades, but if I see opportunity, I take it, right? So we'll go in here and we can go through. I'm gonna rearrange by name, and I'll just talk about the instrument real quick. So Apple fell at the beginning of the week. The usual Apple. So I had two 113 puts, and the reason why I bought these puts back was because I sold a Tesla put and I needed margin back. So I bought these back for $40. I wouldn't have bought them back, but I needed more margin because, Tesla can go either way, so I have to have margin open. This was a $1 out of the money expiration expiring that week, but also I needed money, so I bought it back. So that's the money I made there on Apple for the week. I'm doing a poor man's covered call. I just choose a really cheap stock, AMC. Invested $290, and I sold a 1 month covered call for $18. Just trying to see experiment with this poor man covered call, see how it goes, right? So I bought a in the money leap at 250 when AMD was at $4, and I sold it $6. If they call me away, I make $75. If they don't call me away, I keep the $18. But just an experiment. We'll see where it goes. So the same trades I take in my IRA, I take more aggressive ones in my main account, and it allows me to not look at my IRA at all, even though I still look at it, right? But I'm able to, aggressively trade it and just be in the market and you understand what's going on. So I can tell if something's really going against that account. So for the week, Amazon, we sold a bunch of spread, cashed in this one spread for 61. I think I sold this spread for like 80 bucks. Yep, I sold this spread for 80 bucks. You can see here, 84, and I bought it back for $20. This spread right here is for next week. I sold for 59, and this spread right here, I sold the spread for next week, so I haven't cashed that in yet. This one is also for 2 weeks away, and you can see this is 3,480 by 3,500. This is a 95 Delta, and they paid me $135, so I said I'll just take that money. If Amazon want to go to 3,500 in 2 weeks, then I'll just roll it. Next is this bull put spread. I sold it for 96, and I actually have to go look to see why I bought this back for $86. I don't know. I gotta go look to see why I bought it back for $86. But that's there. Beyond Meat, again, we're riding with Beyond Meat, right? Last time the train left us, and my FOMO was just itching out, but I didn't chase it where I wanted it, so now it's back down here, so I'm going after it aggressively while I can, but based on margin restrictions, I couldn't sell as much puts because I had Tesla. So Beyond Meat, we bought some puts back, made $70. You can see we make 100 and something there, or made more there, made more there, and then I took this hit. So this hit is me being greedy, man. I'm not gonna hide it, man. I was like, Beyond Meat is not gonna run up to 150, so I sold the 50 call for $50. It was like for 40 something dollars, and then it challenged me, so I just bought it back, right? I'm not gonna hide, I just bitched out and bought it back. So then, on Wednesday when Beyond Meat dropped to like 39, I was like, okay, I want my money back. So I sold the 152 for $21 and bought it back next morning for $10. So I got my money back. So I was very happy right there. I mean, I do a lot of revenge trading. I want my money back. DraftKings, we sold the 44 put. I needed margin. This is actually for next week, and I needed my margin back. We sold it for $110. I bought it back for 33, and then we sold the next week 47 put, and we're holding that. I also had a 46 put, and as I said, I needed margin, so I bought this put back. Fastly was the biggest downer because of margin. So I had these puts, that I sold for $200, and I had to buy them back for 180 because I needed my margin. So I still made money, but I could have made way more money. Like these puts at the end of the week was going for, I think like 90 bucks. So you could see that, that's a big change. This is our Netflix spread. As I said, I had the spread in the account too. I had Neo. I put it on. Didn't like what Neo was doing, so I took a $19 loss, and I didn't go back in for my money because I just didn't like what Neo was doing. This is another one that I could have kept on Penn. We sold this put for $1.30, bought it back for 60. I should have kept it longer, but as I said again, I had to open my account up. PLTR, I dipped my toe in there, sold some puts for 90, bought them back for 45. And then I sold the next week, put again for $1. I only sold one here because I'm holding this one through next week. And at the end of this video, I'm going to structure a trade. So I'm trying to go through these as fast as possible. because I'm gonna structure a trade so you guys can see what I look at, the things I look at when I'm selling options in margin account, right? So yeah, that's Plantier again. This is just me playing with it Friday. Peloton was another one. We made money off it down here, and then I sold a naked call. Peloton wasn't doing anything at all for a whole day, so I just bought it back, took the $3 loss because it was just not doing what I wanted to do. I thought it was gonna fall, so I was like, okay, but it didn't want to fall, didn't want to go up. I was just like, all right, I'm out. And this is just more Peloton. I sold naked calls on Thursday because yeah, we were at like 106 and I sold the 117. So if we don't gap up big overnight, these calls are worthless. So that's what I did there. So Teladoc, this is the one that I had to roll. So the first thing I did was I sold the 180 put for $1.90 and I paid 23 cents commission. That is pretty good there. Remember I was talking about this ISE. You can see right here I got a rebate. So for this contract is they actually gave me 25 cents. And the same thing up here, instead of charging me, they actually gave me. So I put them as my favorite. So if this route is available, it will take this route. All right, so back to this thing. All right, so yeah, so this thing went against me and I felt like it was going to come down and it didn't, but I felt it was going to come down more. So because of that, this put was for 4th of December. So I rolled it. So you can look in here when I pull this roll down, you can see, remember I sold it for $1.95. I had to buy it back for $3.52 and I took a $157 loss. But then I sold the other one for $4.20. So you can see the difference there is I got $75. The difference between these two is 75. So I got $75 credit. So that's why they have this little drop down box. So this is one execution. It happens instant, right? So I got $75 for the roll. So I'm in at, if you look at it, 195 plus 75, 270. So I'm in at 270, right? And this option that I sold it for 420. So now the option dropped to 215. So that means I'm up $55. So I just took the 55. So if you do the math right there, you can see what's going on, right? 222, 221, $211 minus 157, right? You do the math, you got it. All right, so we move on. So that's what happened with that there, and I rolled it, and I could get out for $50 instead of holding this stock for 3 more weeks. So I just took the $50 because I can deploy that money somewhere else. I just didn't feel like holding it for 3 more weeks, and I'm up is a good idea. So I just got out of it. So Tesla, remember we had a Tesla put on Monday. I am up in the $800 range. And I was looking for another push, and we didn't get the push. So I was just like, I'm going to buy back my put, right? Because we sold this put for $1,111, right? So I saw that, hey, I could get this capture in a week. I could capture 800 out of the $1,100. So I bought it back for $300. So I netted $800. And then I turn around and I sold the 465 put for $1,550. And right now, that put is worth right here. Right now, that put is worth $10. So I'm up, basically $400 on it. Yeah, basically $400 on it. But at one point, I was even up 600. But that is fine. So also on Tesla, I had a put spread that we had from last week that I bought back. A put spread somewhere up here. Yep, I sold a put spread for 194 and I bought it back for 76, so I captured 150. So that was pretty good. I had a call spread on Tesla, but the way Tesla was moving, like it wanted to get to $600 this week, I was just like, all right, I'm gonna take that call spread off. So right now Tesla is at 584 and I sold the 780. So basically I'm saying Tesla is not going to go up $200 for next week. So they gave me $170 on that naked call. So I'm like, I will take that one. So I end up taking that right there. Last two things, I was just playing with the VIX on Friday. Bought one for $1. Yeah, the commissions literally eat up my gains, but this was like the last in the last hour of trading. I was just like, I'll just buy this VIX to see if the market completely sell off. Work had news, and I bought some shares and sold them back, made $140, and I sold two puts on work. All right, so that is over. So let's look at this trade now for Tesla, what I'm looking at. So for Tesla, the recent all-time highs was up here at around $500 range, right? When they sold off that day in pre-market, they sold off at like 540. So when Tesla passed 500, 505, I basically said I'm bidding on this place to become support if we come back down. So I am selling in the 450, 460 range, and that's what I saw. So that's why I'm using on the chart, and you can see all the moving averages creeping up behind it. So that's what I'm using on the chart on this is. So I sold when we're in that area. So for me to structure the trade, the things that I look at is, am I able to hold Tesla at a price of 460, right? So 460, it would basically, I would have to put up the whole, you know what I mean? I would have to, my initial buying power, I would have to have that much, but to hold it overnight is only 16K, right? So I know I can, add 16K to my thing to hold it overnight. So the next thing that I look at is, once I look at my margin, right, is I look at how my profit taking is gonna go. So if I come in here, December 31st is the one I sold, and I sold at 465, but it's bugged out for some reason because we're not trading and probably because it's in my account. I don't know, but I'm just gonna take the 460, right? So the things that I look at is I look at the delta for one, so I understand how much money I make per dollar the stock goes up, and I look at the theta so I know how much money I'm making. So right now we're at 584. So if we go up another $16, we're at 600, right? So if we say $16, that would put us in the 445 range, right? So this thing will be valued $800 if we're up that right now, right? Instead of 1,000. So I know that. So the next thing I also know is every day I'm gonna lose this amount of theta, right? So understanding that, now I need to know, for me, for this to take profit, I need $1,000 early, or if over $1,000 in a later time period. So in order for me to get $1,000, I need Tesla to basically run up another, 40, 20, $30. So I need Tesla to be at 620 um, sometime during next week, and I can cash out at $1,000, right? Because I sold it for 1,500. So in order for it to be worth 500, I would need Tesla to go all the way up to 620, right? And yes, that is possible, but it is what it is. At the same time, every day while it's going up, the stock is going to be losing whatever your theta is, right? So if it does it in 10 days, we're going to lose, at an average around 35 to $40, so that's basically $400 in 10 days of theta. So I also look at the theta because that's going to make us not want to get to 620 to get it early. So just understanding when you're structuring a trade, you look at, can the chart get there, right? That's one. And right now with Tesla, we're in open skies, right? It's just running. So we can keep going up, and theta is working for me, and I'm getting a little bit of delta work. So by the end of next week, these options are going to lose $200 more. So if we stay where we are, lose $200 more. If we go up, it's going to lose some more too. So that's what I look at when I'm there, is I look at my margin. Obviously, the chart, if it's doing what it needs to do, I look at my margin, and then I structure my trades around my margin. Last thing is things for next week. So, as I said I have the AMCs in here I'm playing with. Amazon spreads. I have Beyond Meat. I only have two puts because I said my sizing. I have my DraftKings put and my DraftKings covered call in here with my DraftKings share. I only have one Fastly put. I have a Netflix spread. I have PLTR puts. Peloton, I have three. I sold a in the money put on Peloton. Just basically right now I'm testing this just to see how in the monies will work out. But I sold this for 744 for 2 weeks. So we'll see how this plays out. But it was in the money. So a couple of guys that I trade with, Craig and Aaron. So we said we are gonna try this out to see how this one would work out. So it was like $2 in the money when we sold it. So we'll see what happens. I have my Tesla put and my Tesla naked call right there. And as I said, I have work. That is it for everything. I know this video is kind of longer, but that's all the stuff that's going on. And another good week, another solid week. You know, just out here, just putting the work in. And thanks everybody reviewing my video and let me know what you guys are doing.